Hey, everybody, welcome to this special segment, Richmond Tourism Talk. We have Sharyn Mitchell, and we have a brand new book that just came out. And Sharyn, tell us about Footprints. This idea, so where did it originate?
With the Madison County Historical Society.
Okay.
That I'm on
Right,
the
and
board
you're
there.
also a member,
Yeah,
right?
Okay. And the idea came up that we need to include more Black history. So that's kind of like where
Okay.
it started.
Okay,
So to get people involved, so Sharyn Graves,
right.
who's our president, she
Mhm.
came up with the idea of maybe we should see about redoing the connections.
Right, I remember that
Which
book.
was
Right.
it was African American history
Yes.
back as far as I think it was done in maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's what you
Mhm.
said 20 years ago, right.
When Mayor Connie Lawson
When she was mayor.
when she was
Correct.
mayor. So and it was only like 16, 18 pages.
Right.
It wasn't real comprehensive or
Okay,
anything.
okay.
So we thought, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good
Let's
idea.
dive deeper into this.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well, I have these big ideas. So when they said, "Oh, let's redo the Madison County history," I'm thinking Madison County.
Yeah, sure, right.
So I kind of got together some
Mhm,
people from
mhm.
different areas: Bobtown, Peytontown,
Yes, yeah.
Middletown,
Right.
Kirksville.
Right.
The historians, the Black historians
Sure,
that
sure,
of
sure.
those communities. And I said, let's do a history of Madison County, Blacks in Madison
Right,
County.
right.
Now that was January of last year.
Of last year. Okay.
hmm Well, number one, that's a big project,
That's a huge project.
and we didn't know how big.
Right.
Well, then we found out in March that we had a June deadline,
Oh, okay. So that put a little
That put
damper
us-
on the whole thing. Okay.
and this was being sponsored by Richmond Tourism.
Right,
So
sure.
they wanted us to kind of have it like a walking tour.
Okay, okay. All right.
So what we did was we refined, consolidated, whatever, our
Sure,
histories,
sure.
and came up with, said, let's have a map. And then we found out we had all this Richmond history, Blacks in Richmond.
Oh, right.
So we decided to rename it.
Okay, okay,
That's why it's Footprints.
okay. Footprints, right.
of
Okay.
Henry Allen Lane
Yes,
Footprints.
yes, absolutely. Right,
Okay.
right.
And so we renamed it,
Okay.
and we said these are just traces, because there was so much that we found out.
Well, traces of Black history in Richmond,
Traces
Kentucky.
of Black
Because, like you said, Madison County, that's a huge project, huge area, a very comprehensive, which is maybe a project down the road, right? So tell us about Footprints. So tell us about the process. So what did you all do first?
Well, first thing we had to figure out what we had. So
Okay.
so I said, everybody bring what they can in, and
Okay.
we'll put it into like the hopper,
Right.
and then figure out what we have and what we can do with
Okay,
it.
okay.
And we found out we had so much that was just inner city Richmond.
Just Richmond alone, right?
Just Richmond. Just
okay.
starting on First Street
Wow.
or Tate's Creek
Right,
Pike,
right,
right there at Tate's
Yep,
Creek and
yep.
West Main,
right.
and straight on out to past Maple Grove,
Okay, okay. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
and just in those streets. And
Wow.
we found out all kinds of stuff.
Wow, wow. So give us the highlights. What are some of your favorite sections of the book? What you found interesting that you didn't realize until you actually started digging?
Oh, no.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Well, one thing we found out that, say, on First Street, right where
Okay.
the jail is now,
Yes.
that First Street area, First Street, and I think they call it Madison Avenue now,
Yep.
but it used to be B Street.
Oh, really? Okay, I
Mhm.
didn't know that. Okay.
Right in that area, there was a black hospital,
Really?
a pharmacy,
Wow.
a pharmacist that had graduated from Meharry, 4 medical doctors, 2 funeral homes, all in that,
All in that general vicinity.
not
Wow.
necessarily at the same
Sure,
time.
sure. Fascinating.
But yeah.
Wow, that is really cool.
hmm
And didn't know that until you started digging.
We didn't know that, and people in there was a building there that was right on the corner. It's called the Ark Building,
Mhm.
ARK.
ARK.
And as a child, my grandmother used to go there on Saturdays up on the second floor
Really?
on Saturdays, and they would collect insurance. They worked for Mammoth Insurance,
Okay, okay.
and they collected premiums.
Really? Right there in that building?
Right there in that building. But
Wow.
nobody knew about it.
But nobody knew.
I mean, the recent memory didn't know that
Right.
building was there.
Was there.
And
Wow.
then we didn't know the history of the building.
Right.
And so in this digging, we found out that that's where Dr. Doty,
Okay.
that he was there, that the pharmacist, who was a Neil, he was there.
He was there also. Wow.
And so it was really the heart of Richmond the professionals.
Oh, sure, right there. That
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like the professional vicinity of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is fascinating. Give us something else that you found out
Well, what we did
that you may not have imagined.
well, one of the things first thing, we divided into sections.
Okay, into different sections.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So we said the professional, that First Street, Second Street,
Okay.
right, and B, right
Okay,
into
right
there.
there. Okay.
That we divided it there,
Okay.
and then we did the Hill Street. That was
Okay.
Francis
Okay. Hill
and
Street.
Collins
Yes. I know that.
So
right.
I mean, it's like Hill Street Blues.
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely. That's right. It's a hill. You go up a hill. That's right. Okay.
So we did that, and that's got so many of the churches and the businesses.
Okay.
Okay. And then we had what we called East End, that's going out Irvin
Yes,
and East
right.
Main Street.
Right.
And then we call the early arrivals because we found out that there were actually black residents as early as at least 1870 or so that lived on the corner of Pace Creek and West Main.
Really interesting. That's very interesting.
That's
That right there at
Right
that, at that corner.
right there, and I even knew some of the people. They were still living there in my lifetime.
Really?
The families.
The
yeah.
families.
Mhm.
Wow, that is fascinating.
See, so
Wow. So the book is divided. Did you divide the book into sections?
yes.
Okay.
And we color coded them and
Okay.
we have a map that's in the middle,
Nice.
and we numbered the map.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's we put the numbers where everything was.
Where
so
everything
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Okay.
So that
that's
works.
very nice. Yeah, I like that. So really, you could use this as a walking tour book,
Yeah,
basically.
mhm.
Wow. How many pages did you end up having?
Right at 80.
Wow, almost
So
80 pages.
yeah, almost 80
From
pages.
20 pages
From 20 pages
to 80 pages. And you still can't get it all in.
Oh no, there's
it's
enough.
just because of the deadline. Wow.
The deadlines and
Sure.
and because it was done for tourism. And
Sure.
there's-
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't want a 300-page book.
Sure. You want something you can take with you
Right.
for a walking tour. Okay.
But we do have enough for a book.
Wow, that's fascinating. So that's coming up next. I mean, I can see.
Maybe not in my lifetime.
Well,
but,
like you said, Ferristown.
I'm talking about even just for Richmond.
just for Richmond, you got enough for another book.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first black attorney, 1900,
1900.
in Richmond.
Wow.
And there wasn't another black attorney that we can come up with until 2000.
2000. Wow,
Yeah.
that is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Now, the book's going to be available at Richmond Tourism. Do we know how many copies, where people can get it, and is there going to be an online edition?
There is a QR code.
Okay.
So we developed some rack cards.
Okay.
And
nice.
the QR code's on the back.
Okay.
And my understanding is that this will be online.
Online, so you can hit the
So you
QR
can-
code and go online.
and do that.
Okay, fascinating.
But
okay.
you can pick up the physical copies probably starting tomorrow,
Okay. Okay.
the 15th,
The 15th. Okay.
at Richmond
Okay.
Tourism.
Okay.
And then
Excellent.
we want those to go out to the libraries and to the schools,
Sure,
and,
absolutely.
and
Right.
different churches and
Sure.
whatever. One of the people that was really involved with the
Mhm.
project was Ben Nichols, and he is a teacher, a history teacher at Madison Central.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he has started a history club out there.
Oh, that would
The
be
history
nice.
makers.
Well, the history makers at Madison
Mhm.
Central. Okay.
At Madison Central.
Okay.
So they're going to be there tomorrow night.
Oh, that'll be really neat.
And then they've taken an interest. Now, Ben did a lot of the mapping.
Sure.
So with,
The mapping. Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he was responsible for that along
Excellent.
with Gary
Okay.
Gary Nolan.
Gary Nolan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Gary is going to do. We want him to do some walking tours for
That
us.
will be very, very nice. That will be
You
really.
need to put a microphone on
Yeah,
him and just. hook
That's a
him up.
great idea. That
Mhm.
idea had already popped in my head last night when we talked.
So
But,
yeah, you
that'll
do
be
him,
nice.
and I mean that'll be a whole
That'll
show.
be really cool. That'd
Yeah.
be really neat.
Mhm.
Okay, Sharyn. Anything else we need to know about the book? We've where to get it, how to get it. Copies will be at the library, like you said.
The library
Okay.
and at Richmond Tourism.
And at Richmond Tourism, okay. And, of course, you can go to the Madison County Historical Society on Facebook. I'm sure they'll post things about it
Yes.
all over the place. Okay. All right, Sharyn. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
And it's called Footprints, Traces of...
Black History in Richmond, Kentucky.
All right. Fascinating, folks. I love history. This is a great, great book. Get your copy soon. Thanks for coming in, Sharyn.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Okay. See you.